Oh, I'm enjoying this way more than I thought I would. Oh, God. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. In our quest to find the greatest singers, the best musicians, the greatest bands on the internet, we've stumbled upon Nightwish. I've seen a trend in my comment section. I'm seeing lots of comments of people saying, you need to react to Nightwish. I'm not entirely unfamiliar with Nightwish. My brother actually is a big Nightwish fan. It just so happens that I have never listened to any of their music. When I looked through their impressive catalog, one that jumped out to me was the Phantom of the Opera. So I'm really interested to hear how this band, which Wikipedia is calling a symphonic metal band, I'm really interested to hear how they approach a musical theater cover. I'm so excited for this video. I'm so happy that you are here. Let's dive right in. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Nick Higgs the Singer. And if you enjoy this video by the end, maybe I need to prove it to you first, please subscribe, hit that notification button next to subscribe so you know when I post next. That's enough talking from me. I yap too much. Okay, let's just jump right in.
In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came, that voice which calls to me and speaks my name. And do I dream again? For now I find the phantom of the opera is here inside my mind.
Oh my God, my goosebump-ometer is going off. Holy smokes. What really jumps out at me and what makes me really excited and really happy is the fact that so many people are absolutely losing their minds about the Phantom of the Opera. And that's only part of the excitement, I guess, because they've showed up to this concert to see Nightwish and they're just energized and excited. But the fact that she started singing Phantom of the Opera and their faces lit up, they just didn't know what to do with themselves. They're burying their faces, they're singing along for a musical theater piece. That's good to see. And I know it's an old video, I know all that stuff, but it's just exciting to see younger people so passionate about musical theater and just about music in general. So I don't know a whole lot about Nightwish, and I really encourage you to leave comments on this video of important information that you think I should know. But what I've gathered is that this singer is Tarja, and Tarja is a Nightwish legend who's no longer with the group. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that name. I really try to get names correctly if I can. But yeah, Tarja, she can sing. That is low. If you're a Nightwish fan, I strongly encourage you to look more into musical theater. And if you're a musical theater fan, I strongly encourage you, from what I've heard so far, 50 seconds in, to listen more to Nightwish, because this is just, I don't even know what to say. The character that Tarja is singing right now is Christine Daae, and the Phantom of the Opera takes a strong liking, borderline obsession with Christine. And Christine has to sing very high, which we'll hear later. She also has to sing very low. So for a singer, incredibly difficult. But Tarja seems to have no problems. This girl's crying. She's just so overcome by the beauty of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Nightwish. She just doesn't know what to do. Oh. Oh my God. That is one of the best and most interesting ways I've ever heard that sung in my life. That was good. I'm actually shook. I believe that was Marco, who's a bassist and singer. Marco can sing and play bass.
Say once again with me, I stray so wet. My power over you grows stronger yet.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. I'm hearing things in this that I have never heard before. And keep in mind, I've sung this duet before. I know this duet extremely well. And what I'm enjoying about this so far is that he's giving us variety in his voice. In fact, both singers have done that so far. And what I mean by that, and I've talked about this on the channel before, what makes a good singer, or what part of what makes a good singer, is the ability to give variety in our singing. If we have the same sounding voice all the time, it's just so boring. One way that you can change feeling or emotion is just having different dynamics. So maybe sometimes you're a bit louder, sometimes you're a bit softer. What Marco's doing here, doing all of that, but also adding some distortion, adding some cries, adding some vocal effects in there that make it interesting. And on top of all that, just a good voice. Oh my God. And playing bass at the same time. Whew.
Say once again with me, I stray so wet. My power over you grows stronger yet.
Yeah.
I know you turn from me to glass behind. The phantom of the opera is there.
Oh, I'm enjoying this way more than I thought I would. Oh, God. It's so fun because if you're a Nightwish fan, you get to experience somebody experiencing Nightwish for the first time. And if you've never experienced Nightwish before, we get to do it at the same time. How cool is that? I could literally talk about this for hours. What's really fascinating for me is he is doing a lot of the things that I would recommend to a musical theater singer or a classical singer or a pop singer. And it's amazing how there are just some universal truths when it comes to singing. And one big area of singing that I talk about a lot, and if you know me, you know I talk about this a lot, is vowel modification. So all that is, it sounds like a big word, but all it is you modify the vowels that you sing to make them easier to do. So for example, instead of the phantom of the, where it's really spread and kind of tight, you go the phantom of the opera. So you open the mouth more, so it's easier to sing, but the audience still understands what you're saying.
From me to glass behind. The phantom of the opera is there. Inside your mind.
Okay. Sorry to keep pausing, but there's just so much going on that we have to talk about. So it sounded like he was going phantom, but I know for a fact he was not. Phantom. Just open the mouth more. No one's gonna mind.
Those who have seen your face don't back in fear. I am the mask you wear.
My feet nail here. Your spirit and my voice, they won't collide. The phantom of the opera is here. Inside your mind.
Damn. Honestly, I think the Phantom of the Opera should be even more metal. In a standard musical theater setting, there are a lot of drums and guitars and big beats, but this is taking it to a whole new level. And I feel like metal gets a bad reputation, and I wouldn't necessarily have been drawn to metal if I hadn't seen comments and people make suggestions on listening to Nightwish. And I think there can be this preconceived notion that it's really all just screaming and yelling and banging your head and doing all that stuff, where based on everything I've seen so far, these are insanely talented musicians.
Yeah, your spirit and my voice, they won't collide. The phantom of the opera is here. Inside your mind.
my God, I just love the happening the whole time. That's coming from the Phantom. He is playing the bass. This is just, I don't even know what to do.
When all your fantasies you always knew that man and mystery
We both believe
when it is hovering when night is light the testimony of their eyes see when
He's singing so high right now. He's belting the crap out of these notes. I think I've just become a symphonic metal fan, or just a metal fan in general. What genre do they fit in? I don't even know, but I love it. And I also just think the idea of a phantom in an opera house suits this metal vibe so much better than the original musical.
testimony of their eyes see when
I can't even sing that. That is a high, high, high belting sound. And what I think helps, I can't not talk about vocal technique, but what I think helps is look at the power stance of the singer here, right? That is a little wider than maybe I would do, but it's giving him that structure, giving him that power from below. And then also the adrenaline of playing the bass, I think that's helping with the vocals as well. And I think it's time that we stop disrespecting the vocal technique of metal bands, of rock bands, of these seemingly intense vocal techniques or vocal effects and methods, and appreciating it for what it is. Because I know for a fact you cannot sing that beautifully while adding distortion and adding these effects without good vocal technique, without some sense of what you're doing. And Marco and Tarja 100% know what they're doing. It's inspiring. Oh my God. What did I just witness? I need just a moment here for the goosebumps to go away. My heart is like pounding right now. That was amazing. That was actually incredible. That was so good. I love musical theater. I love the Phantom of the Opera. But what I love even more is a new twist on things, is a new way of doing things. And again, I know this is from like 2005 or something, so it's not new to you. But to me, this is new. Tarja could be an opera singer. Maybe she was in a former life. I don't know. But that was a very operatic sound that any Christine singing this would have a difficult time competing with that. That was such good singing. And then we had Marco, the Phantom, doing these like, I don't even know what you would call them. These sort of distorted screams while he's saying, sing for me, which happens in the musical, but it's very much like, sing for me, woo! It's like a ghost. But he was just letting her rip. Oh my God. And the audience is going nuts, and I'm freaking out, and you're probably freaking out at home. I like this a lot. Round of applause. Give a hand for Nightwish. That was, I thought that was so energized. I thought that was so passionate. I'm sure Andrew Lloyd Webber, if he heard this, maybe he has, would love this. Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote this musical, if you don't know. And I'm sure he would absolutely love this kind of thing. Jesus Christ Superstar, which is another very famous musical that he's written, is a rock musical. It's like very intense, kind of like this. Not quite as metal as this, but similar. So this style really fits Andrew Lloyd Webber's composition. I think immediately after this, I need to film another Nightwish video because that was so good. Oh my God. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, it's the first time I have ever heard Ghost Love Score by Nightwish. I've had the name Flor Jansen, and I sincerely hope I'm pronouncing that right, pop up in my comment section quite a lot, so I figured it was time to do a video about it. I do know Nightwish a little bit. I've done one video on Nightwish so far, which I'll link in the description, and that was The Phantom of the Opera, but that was Tarja. That was a different singer. Now it's Flor Jansen, who I believe is the third and current lead singer in Nightwish. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a huge metal fan, but to be fair, I don't have a lot of experience listening to metal. So I think symphonic metal is going to be a good starting place for me. And if you have any recommendations of what else I should listen to after this video, then please leave them in the comment section below. But I'm really excited to explore this genre because obviously as a classical musician, I like symphonic music, I like classical music, and there's a bit of that in this symphonic metal. So this is the first time I'm ever listening to this song, and it's the first time I've ever heard Flor Jansen's voice. So let's dive right in. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Nick Higgs the Singer. And if you enjoy my videos and you want bonus content, check out my Patreon. Let's dive into this video. I'm so excited. Here we go. Woo. What was that machine? What was that, an organ or something? It looked like an octopus or something. And the atmosphere here is already absolutely electric. Holy smokes, look at these people. I'm just going back to look at what that instrument was. Was that the keyboard or the organ or something? What is that? It looks like it could just be a keyboard that has a lot of piping or something, but it also looks like it could be an organ. Either way, I'm very intrigued. Let's keep tabs on what that is. The drummer setting the atmosphere for the energy of this piece. I can already tell it's going to be super energized. Rhythmically, I'm intrigued as well because it's so it's an interesting kind of meter, right? It's kind of offset in a way. Oh. And then there's the meter change. I said earlier, I'm not really a metal fan, but how can you not be a fan of this? And I say I'm not a metal fan. That doesn't mean I don't like this. It just means that I don't actively listen to it. But anytime you have a fan base that's this passionate about a band or about an artist, then you know you have something special, because that's like tens of thousands of people that are coming together in one united way. And this is going to sound so stupid, and you can laugh at me and you can leave a comment making fun of me. It's fine. The closest symphonic metal experience that I have would be Guitar Hero, when I forget which version it was, where you could play the Bach Brandenburg concertos. Da-da-da, dee-da-dum, da-da-dum, 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 dum-dum. That's the closest thing I have to some kind of rock, metal, heavy guitar thing mixed with symphonic music or classical Baroque music. So I'm giving you this reaction. It's an honest reaction because I'm a total noob at this kind of thing. But I do know good singing, and you've all told me that Floor Jansen is one of the greatest singers of all time. So here we go. Woo! Ah. Oh. Is this live? Is this live singing? It says official live. I'm trying to describe and think of ways to describe that voice. It's like a cool glass of the clearest water. In that kind of sound, it's absolute clarity. So this tells me the technique is really good. And we're gonna go back and look at a few things. It tells me that the voice is healthy, and it tells me that the support and all the things that we talk about technically as singers is incredibly sound in this voice. Because if that's her live sound, oh my God, then that's a legendary voice already. And I haven't even gotten the full scope of it. So let's go back and listen. I have the lyrics up here. My fall will be for you. My fall will be for you. If you be the one to cut me, I will bleed forever. Scent of the sea before the waking of the world brings me to thee in the blue memory. Oh, some heavy stuff. I'm going back a few seconds just to hear that entrance again. Ooh. Oh! Da, 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 da. I love the movement in the voice. And I think my description of a cool glass of water works because the first line is, we used to swim the same moonlight waters, oceans away from the wakeful day. So that clarity is absolutely necessary with that kind of text. And on top of that, she has this sort of larger than life stage presence. Moonlight waters, right? So it's just this kind of aura about her. I don't know how to describe it, but oof. Flor Jansen, yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's pretty obvious how I feel about a certain singer. But when I have the goosebumpometer going off across my whole body, then I know that I'm appreciating this singer on a very deep level. And no hate to pop music, but I just never get that feeling when I listen to pop music. When I listen to this, however, it's just, I feel it everywhere. And one thing that she's doing really well to help with that clarity is she's creating a ton of space in the mouth. We're going to keep going, but look at the space in the mouth. It's just incredible. So we're getting that clarity because she's able to open up and keep that space. And I love me a flat six, and I don't know if this was a flat six chord or not, but she went da 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 do me le so. If we were to do it in solfege, that le or that flat six always adds this kind of extraterrestrial, otherworldly feeling for me. And Howard Shore in The Lord of the Rings uses that same kind of melodic structure. Da 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 dee, da 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 da. The flat six just gives us that otherworldly feeling.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my Lord. Still I write my songs about the dream of mine.
Look at the space. I'm sorry to interrupt what is such beautiful singing. And I'll link the original video in the description. I'm sure you've seen it before, but if you haven't, it's in the description. But you can see the front teeth and you can see the space in the mouth because this is a poem. A siren from the deep came to see me, sang my name, my longing. Still I write my songs about that dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. Important text. And I understand every word because she's focusing on the clarity of the text by creating space, showing that front teeth, and just singing beautifully.
Worth everything I may ever be. The child will be born again, that siren carried him to me. First of them true loves, sitting on the shoulder of an angel without care.
Oh. Oh, I want to listen to this guitar solo without interruption. So we'll just pause just before it starts. I'm assuming there's a guitar solo there. He looks set up to shred the guitar for a few seconds. What I'm really noticing about Flor Jansen is It's an even voice across the range. So that section she just sang, "A Siren from the Deep Came to Me," was lower in her voice. So it's a sign of a good singer if you are able to sing low and sing high and it sound like the same voice, right? So that's what we call evenness across the range. So it's lower in her chest voice. She's clearly practiced and worked hard at that register. And then the higher range also has that same clarity and beauty. There's a bit more power in the higher range simply because they're higher notes. So we get more volume and more excitement out of them. But I love everything about this so far. A group of talented musicians, Nightwish, I've said this in my previous video, they are a talented bunch of people. And then you have thousands of people in the audience singing along to every word. That's something special. Nice. One thing I just noticed too is that Floor left. Is it Floor or is it Floor? I don't want to North Americanize this Finnish name because there's nothing worse than when people from Canada and the US butcher names. We don't want that. So please help me out in the comment section if I'm mispronouncing anything. But I like the fact that she left during this solo. I'm thinking back to classical music. When someone takes a solo, it's not done quite in the same way, but if there's a solo of another instrument, the singer just stands there. And so people don't really know, okay, do I look here? Do I look here? And by her leaving, I'm sure she went to get a glass of water or just rest her voice for a quick second. It turned all of the attention to the guitarist so he could have his moment to shine. I've never once thought about that or seen that. Maybe that's a metal thing or a symphonic metal thing. I don't know. But I like that it just put the spotlight on him because it's a guitar solo. Yes. What's happening? Oh. It's like a real symphony. Ah. That's very nature-esque to me. We had the metal part, and this is just a beautiful, lush symphony right now. Interesting. I don't know what's happening, but I like it. Smiling, happy people. What's happening? The audience knows. The drummer, what's he doing? Oh. You guys, my YouTube subscribers coming through absolutely clutch again in recommending this. Woo. I might have found a new favorite singer that will be now in that top tier of singers that we absolutely love. That was almost like an operatic scene or overture or something to start, and then the singers come in. I really like the fact that when it started, it was very metal, and then we had a section, a few seconds of just nature-esque symphony music, or orchestral music, as I should say. And now we're merging those two worlds in a really cool way. We're gonna go back a few seconds and look at some things that Floor's doing, because everything she does, I'm excited about, because all these things that I tell my students to do in singing lessons, or that I've taught anybody to do, I'm hearing and seeing her do. So the one behind will lead me. I want to go back and look at the way she approaches that word behind, because it pierces like a knife because she has space in the mouth. It's just such a simple thing, but she executes it to absolute perfection. Did you see that? So behind, ha, ha, ha. Look at the space. And I actually had this conversation with a student yesterday. What we don't want to do is go, and drop the jaw this way with the chin coming down. Because what will that do? Compress the larynx. We don't want that. Instead, imagine you have like a dime, or maybe even just your fingers in between your back molars. So I'm not overextending the jaw or dropping it too much, but I'm giving myself the space that I desperately need. And she does that. The one behind will lead me. And it's perfect. I can't say anything negative about it. Damn. That took a turn. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home every way, every day. Just another loop and the hangman's noose. Whoa. That was an interesting section there, because we're now hearing, and it's happened a couple times throughout, but I didn't mention it, was she actually flipped up into what we could call the female, I don't know, there's different words for it. You could say the female head voice, or really more the female falsetto. Yeah, so it's more up there. And that's hard to access when you've been singing in your chest voice and belting a lot, as she has been doing. But she has great access up there, right? No problems getting up there. The text is clear. And then when it goes a bit lower, she's back in that chest voice. And I know I have the lyrics right here next to me, but if I didn't, I would still understand every word. And that's a huge accomplishment for any singer, but especially a metal singer in an atmosphere like this. That's why I can't even believe that these are live vocals. Like, nobody should sound this good when they're singing live. It's just mind-boggling. Change keys, I like it. I'm partly laughing because what she just did with the hey, hey, hey is the exact exercise I give my students when I'm trying to teach them how to belt. Hey! Hey, hey. And it's just funny that someone who's so good at belting as she is just did that exercise. It's hilarious. You know, if I do the sit back thing, what that means, right? That means I'm just floored. Pun. I love a good pun. I've been floored. Is that what people say when they listen to this for the first time? I don't know. But I am floored right now. And you know what? Confession time and apology time to all you metal fans, all you fans of symphonic metal or Nightwish or other metal groups that I'm not even aware of yet, because I had a preconceived notion that it was really kind of scary and it was lacking. I don't know why I think this, but I thought it was lacking the beauty, right? Maybe it's the classical music snobbishness of me, but listening to that makes me feel as if I'm listening to J.S. Bach, who is right there watching over me, because that is stunningly beautiful. The harmony, the way that she can sing, and the way it clashes in the most beautiful way with the drums. Like, frig, this drummer is amazing. The strings, the guitar, like everything coming together, making this beautiful, beautiful song. And that is just something special. So I'm so happy that I'm experiencing this with you on YouTube. That's just so cool to me. And just the way she's weaving through these musical phrases with the most pure, beautiful sound I've ever heard. It just blows my mind. And the technique is so good. That was another thing that I was like, well, to do metal, like what's the technique? Classical music has technique because being a snob. But the technique involved in this is impressive, extremely impressive. So let's go back and listen to that section again. Look at that. Look at that mouth space. And the word is love. And if I say the word love, love. When you sing it, it has to be love. So she's giving herself more space in the mouth. She's modifying that vowel to make it, as I always say, a north-south vowel. We don't want an east-west. She's giving herself the space to be able to belt that and sing it with vibrato and sing it with beauty without it getting too clamped in the mouth. Simple. Even there, it's you, but she goes, yo. It doesn't sound like it when we're saying it, but I promise you, if you sing it that way, it will come out. So if you want to sing like this, open your dang mouth. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. This might be the most surprised and inspired and shocked I've ever been on this channel. Oh, that was good. That was really good. I just had to let it play because I wasn't expecting that. And my jaw, as you saw, was on the floor. Pun again.
I think you dropped something. My jaw.
That is how you end a 10-minute song. And she knows she killed it. We're going to go back and listen to that again, but she knows. She knows she absolutely slayed it. How did she do it? With good technique, obviously. Opened the mouth. And here's the other thing, and this is kind of a topic that I've gotten into recently, was if she had a candle, when she sang that really crazy high note, I don't even know what note it was. Someone tell me in the comments. But when she sang that note, if she had a candle in front of her mouth, that candle would be completely still. So what that means is that she's not overblowing air. She's not screaming. She's not yelling. She's controlling that air with the abdominals and with the ribs and lungs. And it's getting to the glottis or the vocal folds. And that's where the pressure is. And that's where she's got that full fold closure to make the most stunningly beautiful, clean sound ever. Doesn't she sound healthy? Like, do you ever at any point in this video get a sense that, oh, she's going to have a sore throat or she's going to have no voice tomorrow? I didn't get that one singular time. I have to listen to that again. Come on. Look at her. Look at her. That's so much pride that she's just feeling right now. She can't. Proud to be in the group, proud to sing in front of an audience like this, and she absolutely killed that note. So hard work pays off, folks. And from what I'm getting out of Nightwish is that each and every one of them is extremely talented, but they work really hard. And that's a common theme in this YouTube channel. With these groups and with these singers that are incredibly talented, get tens and tens of millions of views, is they work hard. Talent isn't enough. You have to put in the work. And in Flor Jansen's case, the work has really been in the technique. And I'd love to hear interviews and I would love to talk with Flor Jansen about her technique and about what her approach is to it, because it's a very, very natural sound and it's beautiful. And I feel like I'm sweating and my heart is racing and I have just been sitting here listening. I can officially say Flor Jansen has moved into that highest tier, the Mount Olympus of singers, in my opinion. Certainly up there with Dimash, Celine Dion, you know, I'm a huge Celine fan, Pavarotti, all those people, they're in that upper tier. And I keep saying this pun, but I'm floored. My God, they are so good. They are so friggin' good. Oh, what? Is it inappropriate for me to say I've had like 6 floorgasms already? Hello, my friends, welcome back to the channel. I feel like I've been hugged and embraced and accepted by the wonderful metal community. If you haven't already seen my first reaction of Flor Jansen and Nightwish, I'll link it in the description. The comments in the video were so positive. Thank you for all of the feedback and your comments and your facts about Flor Jansen, who is a Dutch singer, by the way. I said she was Finnish. She's a Dutch singer. Want to respect the Dutch here. I'm just blown away by her talent, and this is amazing. So we're going to listen to more Flor Jansen today. This is Sleeping Sun from 2016. Just before we dive in on this video, I was reading the comments of Sleeping Sun, and I came across something very interesting, and I think this has to do with the character of metal fans. If you're a metal fan, I hope this rings true. I think it's true. If you're not a metal fan, you'll learn this. It's a great community of people. I love the fact that we can all come together, we can enjoy bands and performances and individual songs that speak to us in different ways. We can come to metal in our late 20s and discover it for the first time. You can be in your early 90s and discover it and still enjoy it. And what I find really interesting is that Flor Jansen is not the first Nightwish singer. There are other singers of Nightwish. I reacted to Tadia, I'll link that in the description as well, when she did the Phantom of the Opera. With Flor Jansen, a new singer comes in and doesn't try to mimic or replicate exactly what other singers were doing. Maybe this song has been performed many, many times. And with this one, I think Tadia first did this one. And people are like, I grew up listening to that version, but I love this version too. And it's not about comparing the two and saying this one is definitely better than the other. You might have your preferences, but just appreciating that they are different but they're both good. And I think that's so amazing. It's so easy, I think, for you as a metal fan or a Nightwish fan or a music fan in general to compare and contrast different singers, and you say, oh, this singer's so much better than this one. But I think it just shows the character of the metal community that you just love it. You appreciate it. You appreciate the differences, and that's a beautiful thing. So let's dive into Sleeping Sun, Floriansen, Nightwish. Let's go. And I also just want to say, if you have recommendations for me and you want them to go to the top of the list, the best way to do that is to join my Patreon. You can give me suggestions. They will get bumped to the top of my YouTube filming list, and then you will see it on my channel as soon as I can film it and as soon as it can get edited.
Once upon a century, wistful oceans calm and red, ardent caresses laid to rest. For my dreams I hold, my life for wishes I behold, my night the truth at the end of time. Losing faith makes a cry.
Okay. So one term that kept coming up in the comment section of my last Floriansen video was when you enjoy Floriansen, when you really have a moment where she just sings so well that your body doesn't know what to do. It's called a florgasm, and it's amazing. And I'm getting the vibe, and again, I don't know anything really about Nightwish or Floriansen apart from what you've told me in the comments. So I'm learning, I'm gathering all this information, but everything I listen to, I'm listening to for the first time. So if you've ever wanted to experience Nightwish or Floriansen or any of these songs for the first time, sadly you can't really do that, but you kind of can through me. So that's kind of cool. I'm getting a soft, gentle side of her voice, and I love a singer who has versatility in the voice. One-trick ponies, go back to the petting zoo. We want someone with substance and variety and versatility and flexibility in the voice, and that's Floriansen to a T, our Dutch metal goddess. As many of you said in the comments, it's a great description. Let's go back a little bit, and I think rightly so. I was really captivated by Floriansen in the last video. So much so that, to my regret, I neglected the ensemble. Let's not forget, this is a band. This is Nightwish. There's other people playing right now. And Floriansen, she really caught my attention. But let's shed some light on some of these other people too. So I don't know who this is. Comment below who that is. Give me a timestamp. We're learning. Okay, I love the fact, this is cool, the piano, the bottom manual of the piano is at an angle so he can play flat up top, but then have a bit of an angle at the bottom. I think that's probably easier for him to play. It's kind of like a church organ. Church organs have different manuals or different keyboards that can be played, usually one at your feet. I'm guessing he has some pedals. He probably has some effects or some loops that he can do with pedals, but he's got the two keyboards. He can access it easily with that slant, and he's really setting the tone. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Really cool. Smoke.
The sun is sleeping quietly. Once upon a century, wistful oceans calm and red, ardent caresses laid to rest. For my dreams I hold, my life for wishes I behold, my night the truth at the end of time. Losing faith makes a cry.
So like I said in the last video too, Floriansen has this great ability to transition into different parts of her voice. And that's what I love about a singer. Not only can they be versatile and they can be flexible in what they do, but to sound good at the top of the range and at the bottom of the range. And let's not forget to have different colors associated with those different spots. So for example, she can sing high, she can sing in the middle, and she can sing low, but with those regions, she's got the options to add additional colors and additional effects and convey and evoke different emotions in her voice too, which is really cool. So yes, she can sing high and low and loud and soft, but imagine she sang "The sun is sleeping quietly, once upon a century, wistful oceans calm and red, ardent caresses laid to rest" at full volume. Imagine she could only really access that louder part of her voice. Just wouldn't quite fit. And what that's going to do, I'm already predicting, is that later in the song when she wants to bring the fire, she wants to bring that emotion and the power, she's got that option. See? See how it's all mapped out, right? She's got the options. She uses them, you love her, you watch her a billion times, and the rest is history.
I wish for this night time to last for a lifetime. The darkness around me, shores of the solar sea. Oh, how I wish to go down with the sun, sleeping, weeping with you. Sorrow
Sorry to pause that. We're just going into a new section. What a melody though. What a beautiful, beautiful song this is. And I keep referencing the first video because that was such a shock to me. This is still a shock to me that in my snobbishness, right? As a classical singer, as someone who does, you know, some of the most beautiful music of all time, much of which composed by J.S. Bach, Mozart, all these great composers, that I thought maybe, you know, the most beautiful songs were strictly in those genres, but metal, symphonic metal, whatever the heck you want to call this, it's sublime. That's not a word I use lightly. As energized and excited as I am to listen to this, I want to go to sleep. Can you imagine being sung to sleep by Floriansen? It would be amazing. I would fall asleep instantly. Part of me would never want to fall asleep because I just want to listen to it. The other part of me would just be like, this is so beautiful, I'm out.
I wish for this night time to last for a lifetime.
That's beautiful. That's higher in the voice. We're starting to get up there a little bit, but she gives us that lightness still. A bit of vibrato in there, clean tone. It's stunning.
The darkness around me, shores of the solar sea. Oh, how I wish to go down with the sun, sleeping, weeping with you.
Yeah. So in classical singing, I teach a lot of classical singers. I teach a lot of musical theater and pop singers, and pretty much across the board, you want a legato sound. So legato means smooth in Italian. One of the unsung heroes of Floriansen's singing is that she can sing legato. She's really mastered the art of singing smoothly. And as singers, as professional singers, and as voice teachers, that's what we want ourselves to have. That's what we want our students to have. And even if you don't know much about music or singing, subliminally, you enjoy that more. If it were choppy and kind of, you wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Oh, how I wish to go down with the sun.
And I wouldn't necessarily ever have associated legato, smooth, beautiful singing with metal, because in my preconceived notions of what it was, they just didn't go together. But as many of you have pointed out, classical music, Baroque music, opera, all of that stuff pairs beautifully with metal, with symphonic metal, with this style of music. It's like a match made in heaven. And sometimes you truly don't know until you try it, right? I will say the same to you if you're a metal fan and you were like, I don't really know if I like classical music. Try it out. I'm trying this out right now and I'm loving it. I was watching MasterChef last night and somebody paired lobster with strawberries as a meal, as like a main course. And it was beautiful. So sometimes things that you don't expect to go together, they just work. And I love it. Thank you for recommending this. I love it. So good. Let's keep going.
Sorrow has a human heart. From my God it will depart. I'd sail before 1,000 moons, never finding where to go. 222 days of light will be desired by a night, a moment for the poet's play, until there's nothing left to say. I wish for this night time to last for a lifetime. The darkness around me shores up the solar sea. Oh, how I wish to go down with the sun, sleeping, weeping with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. What I'm now appreciating more that I think I missed in the first video that I did of Flor Jansen is now I'm listening more to the band behind her as well and just how well they are supporting her. That's kind of the goal of the ensemble, right? So when I look at this, I don't really see it as it's Flor Jansen and a bunch of backup musicians. Who cares about them? It's an ensemble, right? It's a group. They are all important. And the instrumentalists, because the singer is telling the story through the text, and because the singer is kind of the focal point, they have to support her in some way. They have to give her that sort of foundation, that bedrock that can help this story come to life. And so she's got this beautiful, sublime, lullaby-like melody, and they are really supporting that with energy and with great sound. Nightwish is a great sound. And I can't speak a whole lot to what the mindset of the guitar and the bass and the drums are, but I know from a keyboard perspective, you just want to give that support. You want that singer to flourish and to thrive. You have to give them some support. What's this thing in the back? It looks like a worm, or it looks like a DNA coil or something. What is that? So just skimming through the comments quickly, I noticed that a lot of you are saying you enjoy the soft, sort of slow Nightwish style of this piece. And I don't know how much Nightwish does in that kind of slower vein, but it's sublime, it's calming, it's just, yeah, you feel like you want to go to sleep. It's called Sleeping Sun, so it makes total sense. So let's go back. I want to look at a few things. By the way, the original video, the video that I'm reacting to right now, will be in the video description. So if you want to listen to the full thing without interruption, you can do that. But I'm going to add some thoughts and feedback as a newbie, but also as a professional vocalist. I want you to appreciate how calm and how still Flor's body is when she's singing. She's not doing anything. Not to say that she's not working hard, because singing, you have to work with the breath and you need to make sure that you're supporting your sound so it's not flat and kind of empty, but it's just calm. And that's what I work on with my students. We don't need anything. We don't need extra tension in the body to make good sounds. We can be calm and we can rely on the breath. She's a master at this. And when I say a master at this.
I wish for this night time to last for a lifetime. The darkness around me shores up the solar sea. Oh, how
Oh, I love this angle. Okay, you can see straight through to Flor Jansen. Look at the posture. Straight, upright, open. Okay? I talk about this all the time. If you want to sing well, you can't be slouched. You can't be standing like with your hand on your hip like this. You can't be, all your weight on one side. You have to be balanced. I mean, you don't have to be. This is not like if you don't do it, you'll combust. But if you want to sing to your full potential, if you want to sing really well, you have to keep it still up here. And look at that. Look at that. And then look at her throat. Hopefully it shows a closer up angle. Look at her throat. It's like she's just talking to us. And is that an element of why you enjoy Fleur Jansen? She brings you in, right? She's not singing in your face, but she brings you in, and just like, it's like Medusa, but in a good way. Medusa sort of draws you in, right? And then you turn to stone. Maybe you turn to stone listening to Fleur Jansen. I don't know. But, you know, it's just this, all right, I'm going to have you come to me, and I'm going to be soft, and it's going to be beautiful. I love it. Is it inappropriate for me to say I've had like 6 floorgasms already? So calming, so relaxed, beautiful singing. God, they are so good. They are so friggin' good. Oh, what? As I predicted, what happened? She led us astray at the beginning by this softer sound, and then boom, she gave us the big sound. Nightwish, I should say. They really let her rip and gave us this big sound. What did they do as well? They changed the key. What does that mean? You either go up or you go down in pitch. The whole song shifts up or down. And if you want to get some energy and you want to really wow people, you will transpose up. It sounds epic. And then we finally get that classic Fleur Jansen beautifully mixed belting sound that we love and enjoy. And she opens the mouth. We talked a lot about this in the last Fleur Jansen video. Once again, it's in the video description, and maybe it'll pop up at the end of this video as well. You'll find it on my channel. I'll probably have a Nightwish playlist pretty soon if I don't already. But we talked a lot about space in the mouth so she can generate all that power and get the vowels that she wants. She can belt it out and give us the power. Shout out to Guitar. Please put his name down in the comments. I don't want to get it wrong by saying it now. Who is that? He slayed. Absolutely slayed. Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. We're going to go back and replay that. Listen to this. What do you notice? Interesting. Okay, so the first part of that, it's in here. Power. Mixing her sounds, right? It sounds really, really good. And then it flips when she says the word C. She flips into kind of her falsetto sound. There's a common thread that I'm seeing. If you go through my channel, you'll notice this. Fleur Jansen, Tarja, Lara Fabian, Pavarotti. These amazing singers give us variety. Variety. It's so important. They give us not just the same plain old sound all the time. They mix and match. What did she do there? She sang in the chest voice. She flipped up. Listen to that again, and then we're going to keep going. The way she just sang sun there, it like scratches a part of my brain that I didn't know was there. Floorgasm again. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so now, and I'm getting really excited about this, she sang that flip note that we just analyzed earlier. She flipped up. Now she's singing that same note and probably some higher pitches, but she decided not to flip this time. This time she's given it, right? So see how that's just a slight difference in she decided, okay, this time I'm going to belt it out because I want to convey a different kind of emotion. That's why we feel her singing, we feel Nightwish in the pit of our stomach and in the depths of our soul. Is because they make these little decisions that evoke some kind of emotion or feeling or what have you. So I really hope this is helping you to understand why exactly you love Nightwish so much and why Floor Janssen's such a good singer. It's not just because they're talented individuals. Yes, they are. They are 100% talented, but it's these little details. It's the things that, like my dad always says, and maybe he took this quote from somewhere else, but it's like the extra 5% effort makes 95% of the difference. And isn't that so true with Nightwish? It's those little details. They're a polished band. Floor can really let her rip, and they make these little decisions that make it special. Yeah. And it's live too, folks. You got to appreciate that and understand that, how good that is live. I love it. This is great. I'm a metal fan now. It's just, she's such a good singer, and the band, and I really appreciate this more now, the band just supports her absolutely. It's just incredible. Now on a deeper level, I understand why Nightwish is so meaningful to you. It's so important to you because it's special music. It honestly is. And I feel it somewhere in my heart and my soul and everywhere that this is special music. It's not just a symphonic metal band from Europe. It's really special. And I'm surprised, and I've seen a couple comments like this so far. I'm surprised they're not more famous. And maybe that's a North American versus Europe thing. Maybe they're really, really famous in Europe, but not so much in North America. I honestly don't know. I kind of live under a rock in certain ways where important bands and musicians and things kind of escape me. But I'm a metal fan now. Woo! Yeah! Floorgasm. Nice. Oh, God, yeah. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited and extremely intrigued as to what I'm about to listen to. I've never experienced anything quite like this. This, of course, is The Poet and the Pendulum by Nightwish. More specifically composed by Tuomas Holopainen. And I sincerely apologize if I didn't do a good job of that pronunciation. I worked really hard to try to get it right. If I didn't, just let me know in the comments. I've seen The Poet and the Pendulum in my comments a lot, and I was a bit intimidated by the sheer size of it, but I'm really excited to dive deep on this one. A bit of information and backstory before we jump in if you don't already know. And this comes from Annika Hausen. I will link her website in the description. She does a fantastic lyric analysis of everything that's going on, but she also provides some important backstory to this piece as well. So, The Poet and the Pendulum is a song of the 2007 album Dark Passion Play by the Finnish band Nightwish, founded in 1996, and an ongoing opus of the musical genius that is Tuomas Holopainen. Tuomas is the main composer and songwriter for the band, and also of the song we're setting out to have a look at. I've done a bit of research on Tuomas, and it seems like he is Jesus, pretty much. Some of you have even said that he fits into that same category as Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, John Williams, these fantastic composers. You put Tuomas Holopainen in that category. That's a bold statement, but I believe you and I trust you, and I think it'll be confirmed as we listen to it today. Another important note that Annika makes about the composer is that the lyrics often reflect his own life and his own experiences. And sometimes with music, as we know, you can separate the composer or the lyricist and the band. Like it can kind of fit into a different context. But it's hard to do that with Nightwish because it's so deeply integrated into his own life and his own thoughts and experiences and all those things. I'm interested to see how this all comes together. Special thank you to Annika for your insights. They were super, super valuable. I'll link your website in the description. If anybody here wants to get more insight on the lyrics and the meaning of the text and all those things, it's down there. You can click it and read it. Let's jump right into the video. Okay, so that was part one, and it was like a boy soprano or a young treble sound. That reminded me of The Lord of the Rings or something. If you know me, you know that I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, particularly the film score of The Lord of the Rings and the use of the boy soprano, the treble voice to sort of set the scene. To me, that felt otherworldly. And isn't it interesting that the very first words that we hear in this song to start is the end? This first part is saying, the end, the songwriter is dead, the blade fell upon him, taking him to the White Lands. Innocence is a word, and you really get that feeling of innocence from a young treble voice. I don't know if it was a boy soprano, if it was a girl soprano, what that was, but it was an innocent young voice. And then we get the fire. Okay. They bring the fire. I mean, the energy is huge, but the contrast between song one and song two is insane. To start, we get this innocent sound, we get this churchy, angelic quality, and then boom! Contrast. And as I listen to more Nightwish, I'm finding that it's getting even more difficult to keep my body still. I'm trying to not disrupt the camera and the mics and all the lights and everything, but it's really hard to not like get up and just kind of be crazy for a second. Is that a normal symptom when you become more obsessed with metal? But here she is. The moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Floor Jansen. Here she is. Let's go.
Take me
Oh yeah. Florgasm. Nice. Oh God, yeah. Another really interesting and exciting set of lyrics here. So far we've talked about death and the end, and everything seems to revolve around the pendulum, which leads me to believe that we're talking about the passing of time or time running out or something like that. That might seem extremely obvious to you if you've seen this already. If you haven't, this is my kind of first take. We're talking about time, maybe the passage of time, the inevitability of time. I don't really know. Let's go back a few seconds. If we look at time, or the word time, in a musical context, that means the beats in each measure. And certainly in this part too, we got a different feeling of time going on. More energy, it seems faster paced. So I'm interested to see how that kind of plays into this song collection or song cycle. If I call it a song cycle, it's because I come from the classical music world, and a song cycle is a collection of poems. So Beethoven and Schubert and Schumann, what they would do is they would take collections of poems and they would make a big narrative out of it. And that's what this reminds me of, which is kind of extremely cool for me as a classical musician who studied classical music my entire life. To discover metal and find that strong comparison that's really cool. That's really exciting. Let's go back a few seconds.
Christ, how I hate what I have become. Take me home. Get away, run away, fly away, lead me astray. To dream outside away, I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries more. I cannot die at a heart full of cold world. Forgive me, I have the two faces, one for the world. What for God save me, I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries more. I cannot die in a heart full of cold world.
Interesting. The lyrics here, one last perfect verse is still the same old song. Oh Christ, how I hate what I have become. Take me home. So home, I'm thinking, is that empathica place, the white lands, that could be home. Could mean death too. So maybe it's a call for death, or maybe that peace in death. I don't know. Isn't this fun? I love this. This is so fun just to break down lyrics and to break down the story and to, create a hypothesis and a guess as to what the heck is going on here. I think that's fun. And what's also fun is that you could have an entirely different take than what I have. That's cool.
'Cause the shoulder cries more. I cannot die in a heart full of cold world. My home was there and there, those meadows of heaven, adventure-filled days, one with every smiling face. Please, no more words, thoughts from a severed hand. No more praise, tell me once my heart goes right. And take me home. Get away.
Oh, yeah. Floor Jansen has this ability to make anything, doesn't matter what it is, sound beautiful. The song in itself and the lyrics are beautiful, but maybe beauty isn't the forefront idea here. Maybe it's to really give the energy or to tell the story, but she can just make it sound good. Like, she could probably read a phone book and it would sound good. Do people even have phone books anymore? Is that a thing, or has that been phased out?
Once my heart goes right, and take me home. Get away, run away, fly away, lead me astray. To dream outside away, I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries more. I cannot die in a heart full of cold world. Forgive me, I have the two faces, one for the world. But for God save me, I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries more. I cannot die in a heart full of cold world. Heart for the cold world, heart for the cold world.
Yeah, thank you, Floor Jansen, for being such a good singer. We talked about this in previous videos as well. She creates a lot of space in the mouth, which I love. She really spits that text out, because it seems like this piece More than any other one, the text is crucial. It's so important to the overall arc and to the overall story. So because the texture with the guitar, the bass, the drums, the lights, the smoke, everything is so thick, she has to be able to cut through that texture and tell the story. It's a big responsibility for the singer to have, is to be the one to convey all this emotion through the text. I'm interested in what this means. I have two faces, one for the world and one for God. Save me, I cannot cry, because the shoulder cries more. I cannot cry a whore for the cold world. Okay, here's an interesting thought from Annika that I didn't think of. So firstly, he cannot cry, and I'm reading this from her website. It's linked down in the description. Firstly, he cannot cry because the shoulder cries more. So the shoulder crying can be understood as people who use him as a shoulder to cry on. Ooh. And it makes sense for what Annika said earlier. She said you have to keep the composer, Tuomas, in mind when looking at these lyrics because it's such a reflection of his life. Very interesting. Ooh. Okay, there's another thing. Okay, so she said, taking this back to Holopainen's life, this can refer to his fans, the Nightwish fans. Nightwish has many fans, and people generally use music as their escape and their own safe haven, which can support this theory. So the people, the fans that cry on his shoulder and look to him for support, do not allow him to search for support himself. Oh, that's an interesting take. Oh, wow. So maybe with this interpretation, again, you might have a completely different one, and then I might come to my own conclusion. I'm just reading this one, but I agree with it, is that maybe his fans, he's done so much work to service his fans and to write music that affects them deeply and makes them feel good and safe, that he hasn't taken the time to do that for himself. Interesting. Let's continue on to part 3, the Pacific. Talking about oceans. Here we go. A lot of things hit me at once there. First of all, it was a big shift from part 2. This is different. There was that rolling ocean animation in the back. Everything's very blue, very slow. And what does Flor Jansen do? Brings us high up in her voice, softens it up to sing this kind of lullaby. It's hard enough to do that and sound good when it's on its own. But remember part 2. Think back to part 2. Remember how intense that was? Remember how big that was? It's hard to do that back to back. I don't know how she does it. So we start off this section with the cello, which just makes me sad for some reason. There's just a depth to the cello sound that is brilliant. So we get the low end from the cello. That kind of gives us the depth. Think of the ocean depth. And then we have Flor Jansen over top. Just this like sprinkle. Just absolutely brilliant. Sparkle my scenery with turquoise waterfall, with beauty underneath, the ever free. Tuck me in beneath the blue, beneath the pain, beneath the rain. Goodnight kiss for a child in time, swaying blade, my lullaby. It's peaceful, and when it's a lullaby, I get the sense of we're going to sleep, right? So maybe that's eternal rest forever. Could just be feeling safe and feeling at ease. I love the angles of the keyboards. It's such an interesting and cool way to play, but I think it grounds him a little bit more, makes him feel maybe more connected to the music. But imagine how it must feel to play and perform a piece of music. I'm not a composer, so I can't really relate to this, but maybe some of you are. To play and perform something that you wrote that came from the depths of your heart, the depths of your soul. It must just be such a thrilling feeling. I can't imagine what's running through his head.
So afraid, being raped again and again and again. I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns, long enough to find yourself screaming every night, long enough to see your friends betray you. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes and counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first and give me a death I always longed for.
Yeah, that was very creepy. I liked it though. Cool monologue over top of the music. Interesting. Who was that? Who said that? Because that was a British voice, I think. And that was the end of part 3. Oh, all right. I can't get the idea of the ocean out of my mind, and seeing that animation in the back is really cool because the ocean can be so calm and peaceful and beautiful, yet it has the capabilities to be scary and horrifying and rough and choppy and stormy. So the ocean is a really great thing for a band to be focused around. That's such an integral part of Nightwish and their music, is this idea of the ocean, because it can convey so many different emotions. And it now seems like we're going into a really stormy, hurricane-like part. It seems like there's a lot of torment going on. I just realized I was like really holding the tension that entire time. Whew. Nice to hear Marco sing. That is Marco, right? And nice to hear him sing either way. Distorted scream. I love it. Just pure raw emotion. Oh, it's the rhythm that's gonna be like it's just sort of not even in its rhythmic bursts. It kind of comes at random accents. It's almost like the pendulum is swinging irregularly or something. And it's cool that they can evoke that feeling, and I can feel it in my own body right now. That feeling of anxiety and fear, and you just kind of hold your breath. Like, I actually need to take a second. You see those storm crows in the background? The lights are going crazy. There's something big happening right now. And number 4 is called Dark Passion Play. So that makes sense. Second robber to the right of Christ, cut in half, infanticide. The world will rejoice today as the crows feast on the rotting poet. I really didn't know what this section meant, so I looked at Annika's analysis again to get some better insights as to what's going on. And this totally makes sense. The second robber to the right of Christ could potentially refer to Judas, who, as we know, betrayed Jesus and sat to the right of him during the Last Supper. So the references here are biblical, and Judas ended his life due to guilt, strong feelings of guilt. And that seems to be how Thomas is feeling in this moment as well, that there's a guilt there, right? And he feels cut in half like that child, but without a mother to protect him and prevent his death. The imagery in this is so strong. What the music is doing is helping us to hopefully better understand or come to our own conclusions even better. So I felt that really kind of sense of fear and anxiety, and I got really kind of in like this. That was the goal, I think. If it was the goal, then they've fully succeeded. But there are things that I'm going to miss in this, and things that you would miss in this in the first round. In fact, I think you have to go back to the beginning and listen to this a few times and just really dig into the lyrics to understand your interpretation of it, because everyone's is going to be different. Two voices that really mesh well together. You might not think that when you hear them on your own. Marco's got that sort of distorted, gruff sound, like that scream, whereas Floor's, for the most part, is extremely clear. But when they go together, it sounds really nice. That last line, performed by his friends without shame, spitting on his grave. It seems like the character, I don't know if it's meant to be a character, but somebody's died and they're now spitting on his grave. So he's fully gone now. And if we're talking biblically here, it seems like he's gone to hell, not heaven. Heaven to me is that heavenly sound that we had at the beginning. And this is really like extreme and dark. And we have the return of the main theme, get away, run away, fly away. So we've come back to that.
Today, in the year of our Lord 2005, two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
The contrasts. Like, I feel like I'm like exhausted watching this. You know how people say emotional roller coaster? I feel like people use that term a little too much, but I actually feel like that's what I've gone through. Because there's this distorted screaming, there's the high lullaby, beautiful stuff, there's these monologues over music, there's these crazy rhythmic bumps that don't seem to have any pattern to them. Ugh. It's a lot to process, you guys. Let's try and piece together where we started and where we've gone and where we are now. So the White Lands of Empathica describe a kind of heaven, something that's peaceful, sung by a young voice, or what sounded to be a young voice, to display and portray innocence. Notably with that one, the first two words were the end. And then number 2 was called home, and it seemed like we wanted home to be a place of peace and safety, but Tuomas was not able to get there. And it's in this one where we get the main chorus of the song. Get away, run away, fly away. And then we went to number 3, the Pacific, where we really got the idea of the ocean. Started very calm and soft and beautiful, but then a storm came and things got intense. I think in that storm, there came a belief of dying and dying alone, because we talked about the shoulder to cry on. He was the one that people cried on, but he didn't necessarily have anyone to cry on. So he feels alone, fearing death, perhaps, maybe more importantly, facing death alone. And then number 4, Dark Passion Play, really brought the fire. Storm crows. I think this person has gone to hell and has fully died. They spit on his grave. He felt alone. He's in hell now. Then the main chorus comes back in, and then we get this monologue kind of confirming that he died. Today, the year of our Lord, 2005, Tuomas was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying, and at the end of each beautiful day, the music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text. It's kind of like a eulogy of sorts. A eulogy is the speech that's given at a funeral. And here's number 5, Mother and Father. After having all that storm and the dramatic rhythms, this just seems so peaceful. And it's called Mother and Father, so maybe he's finally made it to a place of peace and comfort.
Be still, my son. You're home. How did you become so cold? The light will keep on descending. All you need is to feel my love. Search for beauty, find the shore.
That's such an interesting line. Search for beauty, find your shore. So maybe he died, went to hell, but that wasn't the place for him either. Couldn't fully find rest there, obviously. And now is face to face with his mother, or the idea of his mother, and the mother saying, find your place of peace. Find something that works for you. Find your shore.
Try to save the
Ugh, that was so good. Like the way she extends into that upper range is unbelievable. Do you think it's his real mother, like the idea of his actual mother, or is it like Mother Earth or Mother Nature, or it's called Mother and Father, sung by a female, so you automatically think mother. But is Fleur like a combination of mother and father? Just that parental figure that's sort of embracing you? So many questions. So many questions.
The beginning.
Wow. Big round of applause. So I think at the end there, and I love that ethereal, high-voiced sound just sort of floating over top. To me, sounded like he was finally finding his own shore. Maybe he found it. Maybe he was searching for it. And maybe just simply the search for it was enough to find peace. Because he had a mission, he had a goal in mind. And Fleur Jansen, of course, sings it beautifully. So that helps us understand it. And the ocean's just sort of rolling in the back. I really love that. That was really a beautiful journey and progression throughout that 13 minutes and 55 seconds of music.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Nightwish. That is Nightwish. Love that they did that. Love that. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. We once again return to the wonderful Nightwish. I'm so excited for this video. They're going to be performing Dead Boy's Poem live in Buenos Aires in 2018. And special thank you to Thomas on Buy Me a Coffee for recommending this. I'm very excited. Anything that has Fleur Jansen in it and the rest of the gang, it's going to be good. It's going to be very musical. It's going to be well presented. But I think most importantly, the performance is going to be elite. These performers, they never seem to let up. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It doesn't matter what the event or what the occasion is. They are giving 110%. And I really, really respect that. So I'm very excited for this video. And just like Thomas, if you want your recommendation bumped up to the top of the list, check out Buy Me a Coffee and check out Patreon, both of which are linked in the video description. Here we go. I know nothing about this song, so this is a total blind reaction. Let's jump in. Beautiful visual.
Born from silence, silence full of it, a perfect concert, my best friends. So much to live for, so much to die for. If only my heart had all. Sing what you can't say, forget what you can't play. Hasten to drown into beautiful eyes. Walk within my poetry, this dying music. My love, let hurt nobody.
Wow. This is a great place to stop. This, I think, is my favorite version of Flor Jansen. When she's singing with such a delicate tone, and it really is pulling you in because she's softer, right? She's really focusing on the lyrics. As much as I love, the big ghost love score kind of wham, it just smacks you in the face. I really, really do enjoy this version. It's so tender, it's so meaningful, and it just really gives you goosebumps. To be honest, both sounds give me goosebumps, the soft and the loud, but they're different. And this piece, Dead Boy's Poem, what I noticed, and this could be just my imagination, and let me know if you agree with this, but it sounded like at the beginning, she was just kind of emulating or trying to recall the sound of like a young person, or maybe it is this young boy or this dead boy. It was a youthful sound. It didn't have a lot of bottom in it. It was more treble heavy and whispered. Kind of sounded like a young boy. And that's, even if that's just somewhat in her mind when she's performing this, it helps us as the listener get into the context of the song. And we haven't had a chance quite yet to analyze the lyrics, but it's just going to put us in the right frame of mind. It's not unlike when, I forget which duet it is, and fill me in, remind me in the comments, where I might have been Devil in the Deep Dark Ocean, perhaps, when Flora and Marco were like two characters. It was kind of like that. They both represented a character really well, and they did that by altering slightly the timbre or the color of their voice to suit that character and to suit that context. So that's what she's doing here. Really subtle, but really brilliant. If you see me looking down while I'm listening, it's because I'm reading the lyrics. And what I love to do with Nightwish, it's really a journey, and it could be another entire video, and maybe it will be, is the lyrical analysis of what's going on. And there's so much, and I've learned this from Nightwish, and I've learned this from you in the comments, the Nightwish fans, is that these songs written by Thomas are very personal. And they are a real reflection of his own feelings, his life, his memories, his experiences, some good, some bad, some in the middle. But I will read one thing from, there's this wonderful Reddit thread, it's the Nightwish Reddit thread, which you've probably been on, is a couple of things that Thomas has said, calling this the mother of all Nightwish songs. I mean, that's pretty high praise. And then he also says, "This is the most personal song I've ever written, my testimony for the whole world. With this song, I want to apologize to everyone who deserves my apology. The song is also about what Nightwish means and has meant to me. It's all, without it, I'm dead. I have created it and it has created me. When I pass away, this song's lyrics are what I wish to be remembered, an ocean soul." And I've talked about that a few times. I think we've noticed that together. There's been a lot of ocean-like imagery in this. At the beginning of this video, it was flame. Like this is sort of like a fiery sunset or a sunrise or something like that. Dark and red, fitting for something called Dead Boy's Poem. So if I were to guess, and we're gonna go to the beginning and listen to this opening again just before we continue on to the next section. My guess is that Thomas is the dead boy character. I think he oftentimes does that. He makes himself sort of the character because it's his experience that is being sung about. Not a haunting beginning. It's just a sustained kind of drony chord happening at the beginning. And then I live no more to shame, nor me, nor you. I'm sorry.
Born from silence, silence full of it. I
die for if only my heart had known.
The word painting in that is really incredible by Flora. I love that she's able to, and I think Taria was able to do this as well, able to do the poetry justice, because it's beautiful poetry. The lyrics are stunning, but she's able to convey that and give us that emotion that we want.
Sing what you can say, forget what you can't play. Hasten to drown into beautiful lies. Walk within my poetry, this dying music. My love letter to nobody.
I love the double guitar. Really cool.
Never sigh for better words. Already composed, played and sold. Every thought, the music I wrote. Everything I wish for the night. Wrote for the empress, wrote for the virgin, died for the beauty, the one in the garden. Created a kingdom, reached for the wisdom, failed in becoming a god. Never sigh for better words. Already composed, made and sold. Every thought, the music I wrote. Everything I wish for.
I love that. I love that her ability, showing off her vocals right there to just pull it back, but stay in the right pitch and just fade that phrase away. As I see Thomas pop up, every time I see him when he's performing, I'm always just thinking like, what's going through his mind right now? I wonder what that experience is like. Cause I've never written, like I don't write songs. I've done some arrangements, which is like take pre-existing songs and kind of present them in a different format. And obviously I've sung a ton. But I'd love to know what he's thinking. Like, is it nice to sing these songs all the time? Because I'm assuming they sing it all the time from this album. But it's just such a personal experience for him. I really just wonder how that all works. Maybe you have some insight. Maybe he's talked about it. But I would think it would be kind of a weird out-of-body experience, because there's other musicians sort of conveying your story, and an audience of thousands of people that are singing it back or are chanting it or enjoying it. It's about your life. That would be a strange experience, I would think.
If you read this line, remember not the hand that wrote it. Remember only the verse, some makers cry, the one without tears. For I've given this its strength, and it has become my only strength. Comforting home, mother's lap, chance for immortality, where being wanted became a thrill I never need. Sweet piano writing down my life. Teach me passion, cry for it's gone. Show me love, hold the Lord. So much more I wanted to give to the ones who love me. I'm sorry. Time will tell. farewell. I live no more to shame, nor need, nor need. And you, I wish I didn't feel for you anymore.
Really interesting section. So we have sort of an instrumental break, and then when Floor comes back, a lonely soul. It's just this drawn out long line while everything underneath goes. So they kind of leave Floor on her own, and then have this repetitive texture over top. A lonely soul, an ocean soul, a lonely soul, an ocean soul. Isn't that cool? So we then get the sung line, kind of like you're stranded on an island, and the rest of the band is just sort of underneath you. To further emphasize this feeling of loneliness. The ocean is such a lonely thing. It's powerful and vast and everything, but there's a loneliness to the ocean too, because it's just so big. Feel like you're floating in the ocean by yourself. That's a really haunting and lonely thought. So this is the kind of psychological compositional tools that Nightwish uses. So it means they're trying to create a soundscape for you, and they're wanting to create a feeling of loneliness. So when Thomas is writing the song, he goes, okay, how can I do that? And there might even be a collaborative process with the rest of the band to figure out how they want this to all go. But essentially he's saying, okay, here are the lyrics, a lonely soul, an ocean soul. I want this feeling of loneliness. Let's cut down the band texture and just have it repeat on a loop, and then have this soaring line, a lonely soul, happen over top. So that's the thing. That's why Nightwish is really great. And great bands do this, where they create a feeling for you, whether you like it or not. It's really cool. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's Nightwish. That is Nightwish. Love that they did that. Love that. Because we've created, as I said, we've created this feeling of loneliness with the lonely soul. Now, what are we going to do? Pump it up the octave and let Flor do her vocal magic to sort of drive this point home. Just because there's loneliness doesn't mean that there's not power in that. And when you put Flor at that part in her range, no matter what's happening underneath, it's going to convey power and immensity. And it's just such a beautiful sound. What a great way to end a piece that was so text driven, to end it on this sort of exclamazione of passion and energy. Love that. And she does such a great job. An ocean soul going up there. We love that. We don't really need to talk too much again about Flor's vocal technique, but that's just such a classic pose. That's the Ghost Love score pose that we all came to love, right? It's just, she's tilted back. She's open like this. She's got her mouth open like that. It's just stunning. I love that. What a way to cap off this song. This is great. Love this. I would like to check out the Tarja version of this, because that is the original, I believe. But of course, Flor does such a great job. And this version of Nightwish is just spectacular. I know they all are, but this one has a special place in my heart. Well, that was a performance I will never forget. One of my favorite Nightwish songs, for sure. I absolutely loved it. And the ending was just bellissimo. Love that. Thank you very much to Thomas on Buy Me a Coffee for recommending this. I hope you enjoyed seeing your recommendation on the main channel. And if you want your recommendations on this main channel, check out Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon, both of which are linked in the video description. And on Patreon as well, I'll do videos just talking about Flor Jansen or Lara Fabian or whatever your favorite artists are. I'll just sort of make an impromptu video talking about my thoughts, sharing my experiences with that artist, what I think, that details that I don't get to say in these reaction videos. So if you're interested in that and more behind the scenes bonus content, Patreon is the place to go. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the videos popping up on your screen in just a moment. I'll see you in the next video.